Ooh, touchy subject.
Hey guys, my name is Charlie Wackley. I'm with my wife,
Kate Wackley.
and today we're going to be talking about the controversial subject of jealousy. Is it not controversial? It's like sizzly. It's like how to fix jealousy, how to handle jealousy, what causes jealousy, why jealousy is the cause of a lot of breakups in relationships. Do you have the answer?
I hope I do. I think we might have it in here. This is what we're looking at. So in this, it says jealousy is the largest factor in breaking up marriages. Jealousy comes about because of the insecurity of the jealous person, and the jealousy may or may not have foundation.
That puts a lot of blame on the jealous person. Well, I don't want to say blame, but it puts a lot of the responsibility on the jealous person.
I'm fine to say this because I have been like that. I'll admit it at times. I have gone through this.
I think you're pretty good. I mean, I've seen
generally
comparison to some other situations.
Okay, Charlie.
But go on.
But as in it is true. However hard that is to accept that if you are jealous, like if you've built your relationship on a solid foundation and then you're jealous, it is stemming from some kind of insecurity. Like that's something I've kind of, with Scientology, I've worked on a lot in terms of my own self-doubts and things like that. And then as they've improved, this is way less of a factor in relationships that I'm in. But also, it's an interesting one because if you, it depends how, if your relationships, if your communication's gone out, it's a lot harder because then you keep that to yourself or people don't often, I think, and then it spills over into these huge arguments that don't make sense because they don't know the whole series of events that's led someone to get to that point. Yeah. And and the fact that it may or may not have foundation. Sometimes you think something's a problem when it's not. Yeah. But then it feels really very real to the person because they're convinced for whatever reason, and that's when other parts of Scientology come into the equation. I think where someone needs to help work on themselves a bit. Yeah. And then they won't run into that as much. But I think this next bit is quite important. Yeah. Because it says, this person is afraid of hidden communication lines and will do anything to try to uncover them. Yeah. So it's almost like you're talking to someone else over there, some other girl or whatever, and I'm like, what's going on with that?
Yeah, and I think it's hard, for both of us, we're very, I would say quite, outgoing, affectionate people.
Yeah,
And so I think it's almost easy for me anyway. If I can see there's some affinity or some communication going on there, if I have any level of insecurity, I'm gonna have jealousy.
Yeah, exactly. You know? I know it kind of depends what people are like. You're super outgoing and you're out there and communicating with people all the time. I could easily get into that kind of thing. Yeah. But luckily, I have done loads of work on myself, and I don't really feel like that most of the time. But obviously, and then social media creates this other hidden communication. And it's true because and this is why I think people get into this whole, I hear people do this sometimes where they go through people's phones and they'll be like, oh yeah, on Instagram or I don't know.
I hadn't actually thought about that, but it's totally true. Because if you think back to 60 years ago, the only hidden communication line you have is you'd have to kind of go and meet the person behind the person's back, or maybe telephone or letter. But now you've got all these channels of communication where hidden communication lines can easily exist. Yeah. What else does he say?
So if you've now got a jealous person and then they're jealous of this person communicating to someone else. And then he says, this acts upon the other partner to make him feel that his communication lines are being cut. For he thinks himself entitled to have open communication lines, whereas his marital partner insists that he shut many of them.
Yeah, I mean, this is tough because, I know that, for example, taboo would be me in touch with ex-girlfriends, typically.
Yeah, right? Yeah, most people would have a problem with that.
Or maybe, in touch with people, attractive women. Or vice versa. You having a close friendship with an attractive guy. Yeah. There's all these things that would be, typically, I think, hard for people to deal with.
Yeah, exactly.
Which that's what it's talking about.
Exactly. And then if you start being you can't, can you not be in contact with that person? Yeah. Then I'm now I'm affecting your life. Yeah. And all these things where there could be nothing.
It's funny though, because it very much assumes trust.
Yeah.
This is really saying that jealousy is caused by the insecurity of the person who's being jealous, but you've also got the fact that that is assuming that the person's trustworthy.
Yeah,
like,
true.
But I think it's nice doing it like that, because that is the basis of a marriage. You've got to have communication. You've got to have trust. So if you're really just saying, listen, if you've got trust and communication, the reason there's only jealousy is because of the insecurity and because you think there's hidden comm lines, hidden communication.
Yeah.
What's that last bit?
So the resultant rows are violent, as represented by the fact that where jealousy exists in a profession such as acting, insurance companies will not issue policies. The suicide rate is too high.
Wow.
I have to say, I do admire actors and actresses for that, because they sometimes have to do things where I'm like, that would be really hard.
I never really
to watch
understood
someone on screen.
that.
Yeah, because imagine you have to do a sex scene with someone and like you have to be in love with that person on screen, and you have to communicate that, because that's what they do through a camera. I'm like, and then you as the marital partner sit and watch this on a big screen or something. I was like,
yeah,
I don't think I could do that. Would be really hard.
Also,
I wonder if they even do. Maybe they don't watch them. Maybe you probably have some kind of problem. Maybe they don't get that. I don't know. That would be an interesting question.
Yeah, no, I didn't even realise that before. Professions such as acting, insurance, it's like saying that, you know, if it promotes this jealousy, hidden communication, Tough one.
That is an interesting one.
It's also when you're constantly bombarded about divorce rates and infidelity and people cheating and it really like reinforces the jealous person to thinking like people can't be trusted. But in actual fact, in most cases, if you're in a good relationship, in a good marriage, if you just look at your partner and like think, do I actually trust this person? How long have we been together? How many times have they betrayed me? Have they done anything to warrant my jealousy? That can also help to dispel the jealous person's jealousy.
Exactly. And then he basically gives us the clue as to how you resolve this. He says the subject of marriage could not be covered in many chapters, but here are given the basic clues to a successful marriage. Communicate. And that's true, because if you have anything, you have any doubt or worry, if you can communicate it to your partner and you have like a good agreement and you keep the communication generally pretty high, then when you communicate that your partner will not just rip your head off or attack you for saying it, hopefully, because that's how it should be. Then, and if you can voice these things, then they can also give you the actual truth of the matter.
Yeah.
And then you should be able to resolve it. But then obviously there's other factors involved in communication and keeping that high level.
So there you go, guys. Hope that helps. Jealousy is caused by the insecure person. And no, I wasn't saying that to you. And hidden communication lines. So the easiest thing is just don't make them hidden.
Exactly.
Like open them up. Keep them open. And
if someone needs some reassurance, just give them some reassurance and then also express it.
With communication.
Exactly.
Thanks for watching, guys. Leave a comment. Love to hear from you. Bye.